Well, hello there, Nico, Chris, Wom. I missed you the other night. I was praying. Hope everything's okay with your dad. Watcher will be back shortly. So, how's everybody? Missed you guys. Hey, Tanya. How are you doing? Hope everybody didn't pop in and pop back out. Warmer, Chris? I wish I could say that. It was snowing earlier. I don't know if it still is or not here. Can everybody hear me okay? I think Juan might have stepped out, and I think Nico might have too. Hey, Swifty. I've got 11 people here. I don't know. And Junie Bug. How are you? Two things I want to say. You're not going to see me tonight because I have a cold, so I may have to blow my nose. And, well, the other I'll wait until some more people get in. I guess I should. Oh, Jason's going to be on tonight? Well, I looked to see. He doesn't have it scheduled yet. At least I couldn't see it. Hey, Sharon. Jordan. I don't know who Jordan is, Tanya. I don't think. I might know his channel name, though. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, I woke up yesterday with a sore throat. It went away, but my sinuses, which I have sinus issues all year round, but right now I think I've got me a good head cold going on. Oh, there's Watcher. Hey, Mel. How are you, honey? I hope you're doing okay. I hope Doe is. I'm thinking of you, darling. Hey, Allie. Me too. I think I'm going to go get me some of this medicine Junie told me about today. Or have my hubby get it anyway. Hey, Nico. There you are. So, is that his channel name too, Tanya? Hey, Dee. How are you? I do want New Zealand Mysteries was in here the other night, guys, but y'all should really take a listen at her channel. She's got some good things going on over there. And I like her channel, so go check that out when you have time. New Zealand Mysteries. So, yeah. So I'm going to do this story tonight. Chris loves victory stories. Well, I mean, I love victory stories because it's awful for someone to sit in prison for something they did not do. But I was hoping that Kristine could come on and tell her story herself. But I thought we had it set up a couple of times, but she was just not able to work it out. She is super busy. She works for, I had that pulled up. I'm sorry. Give me just a second, guys. She's an executive director at Justice for Just Us. I'll explain what that is. She's an administrative assistant at Northwestern University. And she did work at Illinois Innocence Project. Now, Justice for Just Us is a program that they started, her and some other people started here, some sponsors in Indiana, because Indiana doesn't have the Innocence Project. Or at the time, I know that she made a video that I saw. So they made that. And they made it for exonerees for when they're out of prison. Because like she said, when she walked out of there, she didn't have anything. She had her family, but there wasn't even anybody to help her make a resume or, So they help people when they get out, with clothes. They help them make resumes. They just help them start over. So she is a really busy person. So I'm going to try to tell her story the best I can tonight. So let me see. Have I missed anybody coming in? I hate missing people. Cher Doll. I missed you, Lake. Excuse me. I think I've got everybody. Yeah, Watcher, I hope your Bible study was good. Ours got canceled last night. This weather has been a damper on that for us for a couple weeks. So I think I've got everybody. I don't think I missed anybody. I hope not. If I did, yell at me. So I'm going to read a little bit from this. It's right from Northwestern School of Law, Center on Wrongful Convictions. Bear with me, guys, because my throat gets itchy. So she was convicted of murder by arson, but the fire was accidental. So Kristine Bunch is her name, and she is a client of the Center on Wrongful Convictions. Languished behind bars for more than 17 years after she was arrested and charged with setting a fire that claimed the life of her 3-year-old son, Anthony, who she calls Tony, on June 30th, 1995, in a trailer home they shared in Decatur County, Indiana, which is Greensburg, Indiana. Shortly after the fire, Brian Frank, a state arson investigator, concluded that it had started in 2 places and that a liquid accelerant such as kerosene or charcoal lighter fluid had been used to start it at both locations. 6 days later, based largely on Frank's findings, Kristine was charged with arson and felony murder. At her trial, which opened on February 26, 1966, Frank told the jury there were 2 separate fires. One was in the south bedroom along the south wall that was caused by the liquid accelerant being present. The second originated at the doorway, the area of the doorway of the south bedroom into the living room, and there was a liquid accelerant poured across the floor of the living room that went to the front door of the mobile home. So, his testimony regarding the accelerant was corroborated by William Kennard, a forensic analyst with U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, who testified that he had identified a heavy petroleum distillate, if I'm saying that right, in flooring samples taken from both the living room where the fire was believed to have started and from the bedroom in which Anthony died. Tom Hulse, an independent arson investigator, testified for the defense that the cause of the fire should have been classified as undetermined because there was a probability that it had been accidental. Jurors evidently believed the prosecution witnesses, and on March 4th, 1996, Kristine, then 22 and pregnant, guilty of murder and arson. The following April, Decatur County Circuit Court Judge John A. Westifer sentenced her to concurrent prison terms of 60 years for murder and 50 years for arson. On June 9th, 1998, the Supreme Court affirmed the murder conviction, citing the presence of heavy petroleum distillate in several locations, but vacated the arson conviction on double jeopardy grounds. Just 1 second. I'm just checking chat. Okay. But vacated the arson conviction on double jeopardy grounds. Kristine's family retained an Indianapolis attorney, Hillary Bo Ricks, who filed a petition for post-conviction relief with Judge Westifer in 2006. A few months later, Betsy Marks, a supporter of Kristine's, wrote to the Center of Wrongful Convictions requesting assistance. Her letter was referred to CWC staff attorney Jane Rowley. So, after discussing the case with Hillary Ricks and reading the trial transcript, Jane approached 3 fire forensic experts, Jamie McAllister, John Dehan, and John Mullooly, who occurred in the view that the arson testimony presented by the prosecution at the trial in all likelihood had been wrong. Agreed to join Hillary in representing Kristine. Jane and CW staff counsel and Carol Daniel agreed to join Hillary. So, one of the first things they did was subpoena ATF files on the original investigation. In response, ATF surrendered previously undisclosed documents showing that, contrary to the trial testimony of William Kennard, the ATF analyst, no heavy petroleum distillate had been found in the bedroom or indeed anywhere in the trailer. Kerosene had been found only in the living room, where there was an innocent explanation for its presence. The family had used a kerosene heater in the living room during winter months, and when filling it, sometimes spilled kerosene on the floor. The critical sample in Tony's bedroom was completely negative. Because Kennard's trial testimony that a liquid accelerant had been found in both the bedroom and living room left an inescapable impression that the fire had been set. The ATF documents were highly exculpatory. I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. Yet they had been withheld from Kristine's trial counsel in violation of the U.S. Supreme Court's 1963 decision in Brady v. Maryland, requiring prosecutors to turn over that word again, exculpatory materials to defense lawyers prior to trial. So, I'm trying to just try to get to the, so basically they lied and then they withheld that information. So after the evidentiary hearing in October 2009, Westifer took the case under advisement for 8 months before denying relief on June 8, 2010. While Bunch had new resources available to her at the post-conviction hearing, new experts do not create new evidence, he wrote. The issues raised and the conclusions reached, while packaged differently, remain basically the same as they were at trial in '96. He added that he did not believe the ATF documents would have changed the outcome of the trial. Really? Okay. So the defense appealed, and John Larimore of, I cannot say this, Fager, Bake, Daniels, LLP, a leading Indianapolis law firm, joined the legal team. Ron Safer argued the case before a 3-member panel of the Court of Appeals of Indiana on July 13, 2011. 8 months later, on March 21, 2012, the court reversed the conviction, holding 2-1 that Kristine was entitled to a new trial, both because the evolving fire science met the legal criteria for new evidence and because the undisclosed ATF evidence directly contradicted Kennard's trial testimony supporting fires originating in 2 places. On August 8, 2012, the Indiana Supreme Court unanimously declined to disturb the Court of Appeals decision. Kristine, who had earned undergraduate degrees in English and anthropology from Ball State University in prison, was released on her own recognizance 24 days later, 17 years, 1 month, and 16 days after her wrongful arrest. She walked out of the Decatur County Jail, where she had been sent to await trial, and into the arms of her family, who had steadfastly supported her throughout her ordeal. 8 days before Christmas 2012, the prosecution dropped the charges. And if you do not mind, there is a video here at the end of all that I just read. Hey, Dana. Hey, Amber. Thank you all for being here. Isn't that something, though? Can you imagine? That it's not enough that a fire begins in your home. It kills your baby, and you're blamed for it. She says that, I got this put up late today, guys. So I don't know if you had a chance to read anything or watch any of her videos. But she said she lost friends. She didn't have anybody but her family. So even her own friends believed this. But we probably, every single one of us, I think, probably haven't gone through exactly this, but I'm sure we have been through something in our lives, and we've learned who our real friends are and who our real friends aren't. But man alive. So I just couldn't imagine. I mean, she was arrested. She had to grieve over her son's death. Her mother had to raise her other son because her other son was born in prison, had to be taken away from her. And then her family, her mother had to raise her other son. But then she had to be so strong and fight all these years and had nobody on her side but her family. Hey, Annie Ferguson, how are you? Have I missed anybody else? I don't think I have. So, I'm not sure how long this video is. I think it's, yeah, watcher. I'm looking back at the comments, guys, real quick. And then I'm going to ask y'all if it's okay to watch this video. It's really, I mean, if it's the one I think it is, but it's so good to see all of you. I'm looking at Wom's comment. So good to see you all. It's so good to see you, Wom. And it's always good when I come on here and see all of you. Thank you, Sharon. So, give me a yes. Y'all want to watch this video? Oh, I know what else I was going to say is I've been having internet problems today, so that I hope I don't run into those. Thank you guys, for being so nice to each other in here. I mean, that's something else I can say for my chat. They're always so welcoming and friendly. Okay, so we're going to watch this video really quick. Let me get over here. Sorry, I was just making sure I had. Oh, and I want to get my volume turned up so you guys can hear it too. So if you got your headphones in, watcher. Hope Mel's still here. Okay, guys. I want to know if you can see that first. So let me know that you can see it. Somebody say yes or no real quick. Can you see that, guys? Hey, Melissa. Okay, here we go, guys.
Thank you, Kristine. Happy day. You guys are gonna have to turn the cameras off. No cameras in the corridors.
Kristine, what does this day mean to you?
It's everything right now. More than I can put into words. More than I can say. Kristine, you've talked about this for years. Did you believe a year ago that this would be happening? No. And now that it's here, it still feels really surreal. I just want to spend some time with my son.
What's the first thing you'll do when you get home?
Probably disturb my son while I watch him do everything. Because I want to see everything he does.
How difficult have the last 16 years been?
I don't even have words to describe it.
Did you ever give up hope?
Never.
Why did you have hope?
Why did I have hope? Because I knew that it was going to work out in the end, and I had a lot of support.
Can you imagine being out of handcuffs and shackles?
Not right at this moment, but soon.
What's it going to be like when you walk out the doors, breathing that fresh air again?
Very serene and a very blessed and merciful moment for me.
First thing you're going to eat or do?
I don't know right now. It's overwhelming to be able to do anything. Yeah.
Kristine. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Oh.
How did you feel when they arrested you in the first place? When you were arrested and then convicted? Something.
I think honestly during that time I was in shock. So it's really hard to articulate what I felt, where I was. I mean, I think everybody feels kind of like it's a dream and you just can't believe it's happening until you wake up and realize it's happening.
Is this process what, in a way, made you say you wanted to become a lawyer? Is that
I believe so. I worked in the law library at the facility for several years and everybody needs some help.
What do you think of the Northwestern folks who came in?
I cannot say enough about the Northwestern folks. I cannot say enough about my local council because Hillary Ulrich started Access with me, and then it snowballed. And Northwestern come on, and Chip Harden, and Baker and Daniel, and they have been incredible. There's no way we could have afforded the experts that they were able to get because we started talking to them and we're just blown away by what there's so much for the work. We continue to push forward. Finish.
Cleared.
Yes. We're fully cleared. I'm in law school. Yeah!
You should have Northwestern. Anything to do with it, they will.
What kind of law do you want to practice? You want to help people in the same situation?
I want to go into criminal law and I want to work in a wrongful conviction. There's still a lot of work to be done, and there's a whole lot of people that are in my situation.
Do you seem so happy? Obviously, you're going to be happy, but it would seem like you might be tempted to be a little bit bitter about waiting this long to get out, but you don't seem to show that. Can you explain that? Why we don't see that in you?
I think because this entire time I haven't been by myself. I've had a family that has stood by me. I've had people that believed in me and stepped up. And you can't receive blessings like that and be bitter. It's, bringing awareness to what different people do. It's bringing awareness to how long it takes to get through our justice system. It's bringing awareness to a whole lot of fronts. And I think that's worth the journey.
So how do you remain optimistic?
You see my dream thing?
Yeah.
Wasn't that something? However, that was an awesome video, I think. That's not the one I thought it was going to be. Hey, crime. I have the others linked below, and some articles. Where she talks about the one organization. That was a good question they asked her, wasn't it? How she's not bitter. So she is a very sweet person. There's a whole lot more people just like her, though, sitting in these prisons for something they did not do. And in a lot of cases, for murder of other crimes, meaning there's someone else out there walking free. So that is Kristine's story. I know it's short. I'm sorry. I really wanted her to come on and tell it. And she may still come on someday and talk about it, but she really is a busy person. Yeah, another reason. That's a lot of people that's a reason a lot of people don't like the death penalty. You guys have all heard why I don't like it. But that's another reason. Yeah, quite a few people thought, because sometimes when I mentioned her coming on, I didn't say her last name, and a lot of people thought it was Our Joy. Yeah, Mel's still here. Good. Yeah, I mean, it is good. It's a victory story, but, she lost 17 years that she'll never get back. But I knew it would make you happy, Chris. I know you like the victory stories. Yeah, right, Crime. Exactly, Watcher. Exactly. Yeah. Let me look here at the comments. See if I missed anything. Watcher. Thought it was Tobe for a minute. Okay, so you guys were mostly saying hello to each other. Oh, thank you, Crime. Mel made it for me for my birthday. She made me one for my backdrop too, or, for my channel, but it wouldn't fit. Oh, let me turn my volume down now. I hope I don't sound like I'm yelling at y'all. But I couldn't get it to fit in there. It said it wasn't big enough, and so anybody got anything else on their mind they want to talk about, or any cases that... Oh, we love you too, Taff. You know that. Oh, by the way, has anybody heard from Lots of Love? Mom, that's very true. A lot easier for an innocent person to get into prison than get out. That's sure right. Lots of Love hasn't been here for a while, so if we can throw some prayers up, because she was kind of sick the last time. I'm kind of worried. Oh, you're funny, Watcher. Me neither, Crime. Me neither. Aw, sure thing, Watcher. So, you guys are being quiet. You don't have nothing to say? Nothing to ask? Nothing to suggest? Nothing hey, I just wanted to let you know I don't watch the news. So I don't see a lot that's going on. I did see on the Orrin and Orson case, their other 4 children are in protective care right now. So, and that's just because it popped up on YouTube, and they're not saying why or anything. I am too, Watcher. I am. I get worried when I don't see my people. You know what I mean? Unless I know, of a reason why, or if I'm like, well, this is probably why, or whatever. If I don't, or if I don't personally know, if they haven't told me something or something, I get worried when I don't see one of yous. It is interesting, isn't it, Wom? If you're talking about the West Boys, but I think that's probably a good idea. Maybe, I don't know. Really, Swifty? I should probably watch that because, I don't know as much as I probably should know on that. John Bonet Ramsey, Chris? What do you got? What's your comment? I would say, do you want to come on panel? But I know you won't. Lots of love, share. Kids were giving back crime. The West Boys were? Well, I just saw they weren't. They were. Oh, well, that kind of bothers me then. Now, that's a rabbit hole. You're right, crime. Yeah, there is, Watcher. So they gave the kids back crime? Golly. That's weird. I'm not even talking. I was just sitting here being silent, and I saw my thing, moving on my screen like I was talking. Like, right. It was doing it again. It must background noise, like the TV in the living room. Anyways. Hey, Ann C. How are you? Oh, I know. I know. Children's cases are really hard. They are really hard. True crime itself. I think I was in Jason's chat today, and I said that true crime. I don't know how I said it, but this is how I'm going to say it now. True crime can really get to you after a while, and lots of it can really get to you. And then, sometimes you just got to, take a little break. Sometimes you do. Thank you, Swifty. Wow, crime. Huh. Chris says it's not a rabbit hole crime. Ken Maines about John Bonet. I knew too, Amber. I'm going to put Amber's comment up here. Oh, hold on. I got to jump over here to StreamYard. Now I probably won't find it. There it is. I was on YouTube. Oh, that's not the comment. Daggone it. Where did it go? I'm not that far behind, am I? Oh, doggone it. Well, anyways, I agree with your comment, Amber, wherever it went to. I'm surely not that far behind, though. Kids do fall through the crack. It a lot. And I know in CPSs or DCS, they call it different places. In their defense, I know that they're, they have a huge workload and they're short-staffed and all that, but sometimes there's just no excuse for what happens. I mean, look at Gabriel Hernandez. There's just times where they, Indiana CPS, Evansville, they're getting sued because of their, and I had a caseworker outright admit to me that they, and they're working on it. They're trying to. So there's just both sides of it, Hey, Doris. How are you? Thanks for coming. Yeah, crime. Yeah, we do. We do. And and you're right. Those are so very sad. Those are the ones that are close to Watcher. Yeah, Amber. Is Nico still here? I'm just going to tease him if he is. In which one, crime? In your opinion, which one? What we were talking about, the West, or a different one? Well, you didn't send it to me, Chris. I'm sad. I'm joking. Nico, you want to come on panel? I'm just giving you a hard time, son. Parents need support services and parent education so they can be better parents that they might not have had themselves. That's true, Amber. Yeah, I didn't know what case crime was talking about either. Mel. Oh, I gotta get over here. See, I like watching it on YouTube, but I can't do certain things. Mel says, anyone heard of the organization Stand for Children? I got a message from them today about stopping Indiana from putting minors in adult prisons. Like what? That makes me mad. I haven't heard of it. Well, I would say if it's a violent crime, murder, abusing, sexual abuse on, I don't want to come out and say the word, but with children, then they deserve to go to a adult prison. I think that's my opinion. But if it's something minor, I mean, if they just shoplifted or something, I don't think they should have to go to an adult prison. I think they have juvenile detentions, but they should have to go to jail. They should have to be taught lessons, because Tippecanoe County, which is Lafayette, which is where I was born and raised, they did away with their juvenile detention center a long time ago. So when kids got in trouble and almost, trouble, period, they spent no time. None. They went to the police station. They sat in a little bitty, I don't even want to call it a holding cell. Their parents were called. Mommy and daddy came and picked them up. And then if they thought it was something serious enough, maybe they had to go talk to a probation officer once or twice. And I thought, well, okay. Then when these kids keep on and keep on and keep on, and then later in life when they're, whose fault's that? But that's my opinion on that, Mel. I don't think all juveniles should go to prison. I think it depends on the crime. If it's a violent crime, for sure. Is that how you feel, Mel? Oh, Tanya, I'm sorry. Okay, Crime was talking about John Bonet. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole for sure. I always said I didn't think anybody in that family was guilty, but I don't know. I watched something, and maybe it was what Watcher sent me. I don't know, because I've watched something recently, and it really made me think. I don't know. Oh, okay, Junie. I hope you're not already gone, because I just saw your comment. Good night. I love you. Well, and that's another thing, Tanya, is what I don't like about, and this is just what I've seen. Okay, this is just what I've seen in around where I live. I've seen so many kids taken with no proof of neglect or anything, no investigation. They just take kids that shouldn't be taken, but kids that do or should be left. And then later on, guess what? Yeah, that's I'm so sorry, Tanya. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Lake. Don't they have a juvenile prison? But I'm not sure. Oh, goodness, Amber. That's funny. Okay, there's Mel. Minors shouldn't go to adult prison until they are an adult, regardless of their crime. That's what Mel thinks. Okay. Well, I don't know. Oh, good night, Tanya. Thank you for coming, sweetheart. So we disagree. Uh-oh. I'm going to get a scolding tonight on the phone from Mel. No, I'm teasing. Well, we do, though. Like Lake said, I thought we did have that juvenile prison, but I don't know. I mean, Mel, you think if they commit murder, they shouldn't go to an adult prison? I mean, I see what you're saying, though. I mean, I kind of do because, oh, I don't know. Crime says, I have worked with juveniles in a program with Department of Juvenile Justice. I believe that adolescents 12 to 18 should go through adult for murder, should be looked at case by case. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And well, like Lake said, the juvenile, we also have, I don't know if this is the same thing, but Logansport, the mental hospital, it's not that anymore. I mean, for like the mentally ill people, they like pretty much just threw them all out. I mean, it's like boom, boom. I mean, they like, there's nowhere here anymore around here for the mentally ill. So now it's for the criminally insane. But then they also have a section that is for juveniles, for criminal juveniles. I know it's a detention center, but I don't know if it's classified as like a Department of Correction thing. So I don't know if that is where they would send juveniles that do those adult crimes as well. But it's out there where the Logansport Memorial Hospital was, but it's in a different section in a different building. But I don't know exactly how that's classified. But there are, there's, if they get tried as an adult, like I'm reading part of Watcher's comment, it all depends on the age. If they are 17 and they go kill a bunch of people, they need to be in adult jail. Now, if they are 10, that's different. Okay, Annie, thank you. Have a good night. Transfer to adult once they're an adult. Hell yes, if they're murderers. Now, I could see that too. I can see that. I was going to say something else and I just lost it, pertaining to this, of course. Oh, I was going to tell you about my son. When he was younger, I was talking to Mel about this a week or so ago. When he was younger and he'd do his crazy things, he'd sneak out at night, not come home, have me going crazy. And him and his friend went into a VP. He was only 16, and they went in there to steal some beer. VP means village pantry around here, by the way. I don't know if they have them everywhere. Well, when they were on their way out, his friend didn't even have a gun. But his friend threatened the clerk. So that made it robbery. My son, so they were charged with theft and robbery. And he was facing 30 years. all because of that threat. And he wasn't even the one that made that threat. So he had to go to juvenile court, and usually doesn't happen in juvenile court. They set a bond. And I bonded him out. They turned around, and well, she told me that she was transferring to adult court. And so they charged him as an adult. And when they did, when it went through the adult court, they turned right around and then issued $1,000 bond. So they were going to charge him as an adult, and he would have had to have gone. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know how it would have worked. All I know is they were going to charge him as an adult, and he was facing 30 years. And I mean, you want to talk about a terrified mother. And I wasn't going to let it happen. He wasn't the one that threatened. He did do time for what he went in there to do, which was to steal the beer. You do the crime, you do the time. But he didn't threaten the clerk. His friend did. And so I did get him a good lawyer. And so he did get in trouble for the theft. But yeah, I mean, the reason I told you that story is because I was just trying to use that example. He was 16. They were going to charge him with an adult for robbery. Yeah. Yeah. You guys, I agree with you guys. Okay, Wom. You're probably back now, though. I just seen your comment because I've been jibber-jabbering. I think you guys are right. I think probably every case needs to be looked at differently. And, right, Mel. If it's, yeah. Yeah, sent to adult prison once they're 18. But they definitely, if it's a violent crime, murder, or, they definitely need to go to jail. Juvenile jail, fine. And then prison. You can't even buy a lighter till you're 18, like, not just cigarettes. You can't buy a vape. You can't buy pods. You can't buy cigarettes. You can't buy a lighter. You can't buy alcohol till you're 21. Oh, gosh, don't get me started because I want to say something else and I can't say it. Welcome back, Wom. Oh, goodness, crime. I'm sorry about that. I mean, I know I was terrified. I mean, he still did his time, and you know what? He got a felony on his record. 16 years old. But there wasn't no way I was going to let him get the other charge that he didn't. Oh, I have to show my ID all the time, but it's not because, it's just because, it's the law. And because they do have excise people go in there and make sure, they can get in trouble. I wish it was because I didn't look my age. Mom is smiling. That's right, Amber. Take it as a compliment. Mom, I'm going to leave your smile up there, okay? I miss Lake's, whatever you're saying, answering back to Lake, but that is funny crime because of the chicken. Oh, that's right, Mel. It's 21 now, isn't it? Yeah, it's 21 now. They keep changing the law. That's right. Mom, we just love you. I forgot. 21. Is that what you were saying, Lake? And I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. So, well, guys, I hope I told Kristine's story good because she will see it, and I hope she approves. It would be nice for her to come and tell, though, you know. And I hope if you guys did not watch the videos in the link, will you please, when you have time? They're not long. None of them are long, really. Even the True Crime Daily ones aren't long, but I think they're really good videos, and probably tells her story better than I did, you know, and you get to hear it from her. Well, Nico, sounds like they might, you know, they're trying to do it federally, so. Well, I'm sorry, Lake. You know I'm bad at missing comments. I try to get them, though. But then I start talking. Chris, is that who Tanya was? No, who said Jordan tonight? Is that who they were talking about earlier, though? They said Jason and Jordan was coming live tonight. Is that who they were talking about? Jordan Brown? Yeah, Nico. Yes, we love Mel. I love all of you guys. Yes, it will, Amber. It sure freaking will. Of course, I mean, I'm for real, though. Any CBD I've ever tried, like whether it was lotion, oil, or oral, I can't even say that right. Oral. Never worked for me. But when I get it from the hemp farm in Crawfordsville, that stuff is good. And it does help my pain. Oh no, I hope my mom's not getting my cold. She just sneezed. Yeah, crime sees monkeys. Mel said, why crime? Why do we love you, Mel? It really does, Amber. I think it's about on the way. I really do. I think it might be. Yeah, because you're Mel. Well, guys, I think I'm going to sign off because there might be other chats you want to get to. And I've been on here for a while, just talking your heads off. And well, thank you, Mom. I hope things are well with you and your dad. But Mel, that was great conversation. Thank you for bringing it up. Yes, she does, Crime. She rocks. Good night, Lakey. Have a good night, sweetheart. Okay, guys. Well, I will be back on Tuesday, and I'm not sure what yet. Real quick before we go, has anybody looked at the Victoria Rose Smith case? Don't go yet. Oh, go ahead. I see you guys leaving already. I'll talk to you Tuesday about it. Good night, you guys. I love you all. I thank you so much for being here every freaking time. Have a great night. Great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday, if not before, in other chats. God bless. Toodles.